Welcome back to day 2 of skiing. Today we're gonna head out to the right side of the mountain. I don't know if it's east or west, but if you look at the map, we were on the left side, which is the Bear Mountain, and now we're gonna go to the right side, which is gonna be like a little terrain park with small jumps and such. So that's where we're going today. Also, these are not my skis, these are my wife's skis. I dropped mine off to do some maintenance on, so I gotta pick them up. But as a good husband, I'm carrying these for her. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it's gonna be nice and slick today with the extra sharp edges, so I can really carve into some of this hard snow that East Coast provides. One of the cooler ways to travel up the mountain is on a gondola, of course. One of these little thingies that you put your skis on the outside and it takes you up, and it's really nice when it's windy out. That's really when it makes a huge difference. Otherwise it's same speed as other lifts. So what is the topic of today's video? I think what I want to talk about is off-the-shelf versus in-house built solutions. What I want to talk about is how off-the-shelf versus in-house built changed over time from my point of view. This is going to be like super subjective video because this is how I've been seeing things, so your experience may be different, but I'll share how I've seen it and what I feel about it. Welcome to Killington Peak. We're super high up. This is probably like the highest point you could be, and oftentimes this is above clouds. Like, it's so cool, you go through the clouds on your way down. All right, so back to the topic of today's video, off-the-shelf versus in-house built software. So when we got into e-discovery, when we started doing it, usually happened after we were in paper, right? We were trying to, well, I was trying to print automatically, and that's how I got into e-discovery. We started looking into different processing software, and all of it was pretty much crap, right? We didn't like any of it, and there were huge licensing fees associated with it, per click, per page, and that's something that, well, a lot of people wouldn't tolerate. And that got a lot of vendors to make their own e-discovery software. No per click charges, and they get to customize it to work exactly how they want it. But so this is another type of lift you can be on. It's nice and comfortable, brand new, and you got this cover in front of you, so you get the wind is being blocked and it's not as cold, and you know, just more comfortable experience here, I would say. As e-discovery vendors were building their applications to do e-discovery, over time I think the cost of development started to kind of get away from them. They had to keep developers on hand, and you can't ever get away with one developer because they could quit, they could go on vacation and so on. So you need multiple developers, you constantly have to fix bugs, you have to support different file types, and I think that was getting a little bit frustrating for some. I think one of the biggest downsides were actually liability, right? If you're not able to support certain file type, clients are going to be like, what kind of programmers do you have there? How come you can't do that? Or if there is a bug found that affects certain, again, file type or metadata field, client will be like, well, why don't you guys tested it? You guys didn't know about it. But when you go with off-the-shelf software, the liability is on somebody else. You can always like push it like, well, we're using off-the-shelf software called so-and-so. It's an industry standard, and if they had a bug in it, well, you can't blame us for it, right? So in my opinion, liability was one of the biggest disadvantages in custom-built software. Well, cost too, but... As we were building our custom-built software, something else came around, which is document hosting. And now we added a whole new level of complexity. Not only do you have to process documents, you have to put them up on the web for people to review. which needs to be secure. You have to build web interfaces. So that was difficult. And this is what kind of started pushing us as an industry towards off-the-shelf software. And now that we're happily using off-the-shelf hosting software and processing software, a new problem emerges, and it is controlling the price. Now that the companies who wrote their own hosting software, the ones who put the time in, now they're able to control the price of per user licenses, per gigabyte charges, and so on. And people who have purchased off-the-shelf software, now they're at a disadvantage because they're not able to give clients same pricing that other companies do. And I think this is kind of where we are right now. A lot of companies who build their own really cool software starting to show up. They don't charge user fees. They're able to bring the price per gigabyte down. Let me know, guys, if I missed anything as far as sort of a history of my understanding here. This, again, is a subjective video. This is how I see from a vendor perspective. So if you see things differently, put it in the comment section below. I'd like to know your thoughts, what I missed, and so on. Awesome day at Killington. We are done for this trip. Gonna go back to the hotel, chill at the pool, get dinner, and tomorrow morning we're gonna drive back home. Let's get back to the hotel.